Bienvenidos a Juegos, Juguetes y Coleccionables, edición internacional. Yo soy Ricardo Méndez y esta vez tenemos un programa especial desde Anaheim, California, en la Star Wars Celebration. Y las puertas del recinto abrieron hace más o menos 30 minutos y el público ha seguido entrando desde entonces. Esa fila es de las personas que estaban formados para entrar desde hace las 4, las 5 de la mañana. Llevan toda la noche aquí formados. Por fin está terminando este río de personas ansiosas de entrar a ver lo que la convención tiene para todos nosotros, y va a haber sorpresas, va a haber de todo. Esto va a ser un Juegos y Juguetes y Coleccionables muy interesante, así que quédense con nosotros. Continuamos en Juegos, Juguetes y Coleccionables y les quiero presentar este carro que es customizado principalmente por Sean y Colleen Crosby de Los Ángeles. Este es un automóvil Nissan 300ZR del 2005 y lo han cambiado a algo que se conoce como el Z-Wing Carfire. Y podrán ver todos los detalles que tiene el carro para parecer parte de la saga de Star Wars. No solo la palanca de cambios, el freno de mano, sino que también tiene su propio Android de protocolo para que los pueda llevar a donde tengan que ir. Esto es mejor que un GPS, este es un verdadero Android de navegación. Juegos, Juguetes y Coleccionables, edición internacional desde Star Wars Celebration. Hablando con Peggy ahora tenemos, porque es un invento que revolucionará las cocinas y el desayuno de prácticamente todos los fans de Star Wars. Hi Peggy, please show us, guide us through this.
We are aiming to be the toast of the galaxy. And we spent a tremendous amount of time on this to make sure that it really captured Darth's evilness and his darkness, but still made a very good piece of toast.
Okay, so this is a regular toast, but what does it do? What besides being shaped on Darth Vader's fashion, what does it do?
Well, it's a regular toaster. However, if you can see the inside, it has some very special plates inside, which are patented. And you get the Star Wars logo on your toast all day, every day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. And you have the dark side you can switch over to.
So which side tastes better?
I think they both taste really good, personally. But I'm biased, you know. I like it all.
Now, this is for all kind of breads, or can you put like a bagel? Or
you can. I mean, a bagel's not going to give you the best impression, but we've done English muffins, and it's great. Hamburger buns are great because like you can have a party, put it on your hamburger bun. It works really well for a lot of different things. But the flatter the better. So your white bread's going to be the best. But we're doing some wheat too right now, and you get your impression.
And what about some Pop-Tarts?
Oh, I love Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts work. No icing, though. Don't put it on the icing side and you'll be good.
Do you have a bun so we can test it on camera?
Sure. You want to test it?
Yeah. Let's do this.
You have 90 seconds, though. You may have to speed this one.
Ok. Vamos a poner un pan a prueba. Tarda más o menos 90 segundos. En estos momentos lo estamos poniendo.
just make sure I was twisting that around. I want to make sure it's the right adjustment.
Okay. Lo ponemos, baja.
All right, it's getting warm.
Now, how does people can buy this outside the U.S.?
Outside the U.S., probably, well, that's a good question, actually. But I think the best way would be to go to our website, which is Pangeabrands.com. And you can order there.
And the retail price?
An adapter, though. They're $55 retail.
55?
Yes.
Plus shipping.
Plus shipping, yes. And yes, exactly.
Now, this is an interesting question for people who try to develop things related to Star Wars.
Yeah.
How difficult was to get the license?
Pretty difficult. We have a very dedicated group of people. We have a really excellent industrial designer who works for us full time. And he did a beautiful job with this. Spent a tremendous amount of time developing the design with Lucas. It had to be, tested, made sure it was safe, food safe, electrically safe, all of that. It had to be designed not only to Lucas's specifications, but to, UL, the United Underwriters Laboratory, so that it was a safe, good electric appliance. And it took a long time, but it was worth it. It was a really fun thing for us to come up with. And Lucas, now that we have one product, has been fantastic, and they're letting us do a lot of other stuff. So we're happy. And next year we hope to be here with a lot more stuff, with a full line of stuff. So, we do a lot of other things like Bluetooth speakers, and as I said, popcorn poppers, waffle irons, and so we're hoping to do things like coffee makers, whatever people want, and we're listening carefully to what people tell
Let's
us.
make a geek kitchen.
Yeah, and people are telling us what they want, and that's great for us to hear because.
I want a waffle maker.
Okay, well that's coming, so that you're going to get. But people, it's really great for us when people say this is the best product I've seen at the show. It makes us so happy. We can't hear anything better than that,
Yeah, we're thinking we're going to take one to home, but we're not sure about it because of the size. But it's been great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Pues ya lo saben, la tostadora que te da pan para el lado claro y el lado oscuro, y lo puedes comer sin ningún problema. Está muy bueno. Esto es Star Wars Celebration. Seguimos Juegos, Juguetes y Coleccionables, edición internacional. Continuamos en Star Wars Celebration aquí en Juegos, Juguetes y Coleccionables edición internacional, y me encuentro en estos momentos en lo que es el área de Lego para juegos, el Playground Area, que es donde una experiencia interactiva donde los que visitan pueden encontrar algo que hacer aquí. Y aquí tenemos algo muy interesante. Tenemos esta parte que se llama Construye tu nave o Build Your Ship. Aquí lo que tenemos que hacer es juntar las piezas. Tenemos piezas como esta, que según las instrucciones que están aquí marcadas, es 1 más 1, entonces tenemos que combinar esta con esta, y luego así uno se sigue con la parte número 2, donde lo que ya tenemos aquí lo vamos combinando con esta otra parte y esta otra parte, y así vamos llevando cada una de las partes hasta que terminamos con una navecita de este tipo, que es con su base de Celebration exclusiva. Y aquí tenemos, bueno, varias estaciones que están haciendo exactamente lo mismo con la nave. Que básicamente es el mismo Star Destroyer. Y aquí al fondo tenemos también la oportunidad de que los que están aquí se estén llevando una edición exclusiva de pósters, reproducciones con los personajes de Lego de los episodios anteriores de la saga, el episodio 1 y episodio 2. Seguimos en Juegos, Juguetes y Coleccionables, edición internacional, aquí en Star Wars Celebration. Y qué mejor para nosotros que encontrarnos en estos momentos con Brian Stillman, director y productor del DVD. Now, Brian,
Yes.
please talk to us about Plastic Galaxy.
It's a documentary about the history of Star Wars toys. So it talks to the people who made them, who collect them, who write about them, and it really looks at where they came from and why they became so popular today, and how they kind of created this new wave of toy making and movie merchandising. You know, before Star Wars toys, they never really made toys for movies. They were never successful. Star Wars changed all of that. And it just launched an entire new industry and a way people approach movies and the marketing and, of course, toy making.
Now, why do you want to make a documentary about it?
Because I'm a Star Wars collector, man. I collect Star Wars toys, and I'm one of those people who really likes to learn about the stuff that I collect. And I'm a filmmaker. So I said, you know, someone had to have made this movie, but nobody did. So I was like, well, okay, I guess I'll do it myself. And that kind of launched it. It was me trying to learn as much about these toys as I could, and doing it in a way that kind of gives back to the Star Wars community. Because once I found all this information, then they can watch the film and hopefully learn about the stuff too.
Now, you have the DVD, but there are also books in here. So
Yep.
how did you get all this material?
Oh, well, so the DVD is mine. The books, this is Completist Publications. And a lot of these books, all these books are by a guy named Gus Lopez, who's actually in the movie, and Duncan Jenkins. And they are amazing collectors within the Star Wars community. Everything from props from the movie, like stuff from Star Wars, and also toys and prototypes and all the weird food items they made, and just anything you can imagine. These guys collect them, and they put out these books talking about it and sort of delving into their own sort of base of knowledge in their own collections to present all this information to other collectors. So I'm friends with them, and because Gus was in the movie and everything, and it sort of was a good fit, because this is all about collecting. These books, I totally gotta just pimp my friend's stuff. These books are amazing. I learned so much from the books, and they sort of helped inform how I approach the film. But that's what's going on with the books and everything. I wish I could say I was part of the books. They're awesome, but I can't.
Well, we are from an international outlet, so our viewers are probably wondering how can they get that DVD?
Well, they can order the film from Amazon.com. You can also stream it or watch it digitally through Amazon.com or iTunes. So if you want the DVD has 40 extra minutes of special stuff on it, 40 minutes of extras. The streaming stuff is just the film, but it's in high def, if anyone likes high def. Who has DVD players anymore? Everyone watches it streaming anyway. But Amazon.com, you can buy the DVD, or you can rent it, or buy it digitally, or iTunes.
Now, what can they find in the movie that says, I gotta see this? I mean, what is the key point?
Okay, if you love Star Wars toys, this is the history of these toys. You will hear from some of the most amazing collectors in the world showing off toys you will never see anywhere else. The rarest of the rare. Also prototypes, the things that they use to make the toys. You'll hear from Kenner people who worked for Kenner Toys who designed them. So you'll get the real first-person history of where these things came from. And you'll also hear from other collectors who really tell you about why these toys are important. I like to tell people that this is the movie you show your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, whoever doesn't collect Star Wars toys, you show them this and they will understand why you collect Star Wars toys, and they will stop bugging you about it. So if nothing else, you show this to people and then suddenly they'll let you fill your whole house with Star Wars toys. I can't promise that, but go for it, try it.
Pues ya lo saben, el DVD se llama Plastic Galaxy, lo pueden comprar en Amazon, lo pueden comprar por iTunes. Y pues esto es Juegos, Juguetes y Coleccionables, edición internacional desde Star Wars Celebration. Regresamos. Amigos de Juegos, Juguetes y Coleccionables, estamos en estos momentos en una asociación, un club que se llama R2D2 Builders y vamos a hablar en estos momentos con Chris. Hi. Hi. Please guide us through the club. How did it start?
Well, it started a long time ago with a guy named Dave Everett, and he basically wanted to get more information on how to build his own droid. And so he thought maybe there were other people that might be interested in that too. So he created an internet group, which was pretty primitive back then before we had forums and nice things like that. So he got more and more people that were interested, and they sort of shared measurements that they got from pictures. And, you know, on the occasional time when you were able to go see an exhibit or something that had one of the R2 units, they would get measurements from that, you know, through a glass display case with a pair of lasers or something like that. So not dead on accurate, but close. So then they kind of worked through everything to try to figure out how to get all those sizes that they needed for everything. And they built a set of plans. And so then they started building parts. And so basically someone will choose a parts run to do, and then they have a list of people that will get on that parts run, and then they'll send it off to a shop to go make it or something like that. Because most of the machining is pretty advanced, a lot of CNC stuff, particularly these days. And then the group moved on to a Yahoo group after that, and now it's a real forum, and we have our own web page and pretty advanced system we've got going now.
How can people join or build their own droid?
Well, basically they just go to the site, which is astromech.net, and you just join the site, and then you can look in the forums and post things and just kind of learn about the whole process. We have a lot of kind of tutorial type pages on there too to help you kind of get started, because it's a fairly involved process. It can take you know, really fast people might be able to get one done in a year, but usually it takes 2 years or more. And there are some people that have been working on them for like 15 years. So, and once you get it done, you may never leave it alone. You want to change things. So,
is there a cost or is it a donation? How does it run?
No, it's pretty much a free organization, a nonprofit. Like to do this event, we sold swag like lanyards and things like that to try to help pay for the stuff that we have to do to run this event. So that's how we work basically. Here we have what we call the holo projectors. And an interesting story about this is originally was an off-the-shelf part that they took out of the Vickers aircraft, which is a British aircraft which doesn't really exist except in museums. So we can't go in there and rip those out because they wouldn't be very happy. So we had to make them ourselves. So here's like a CNC machined version of it. And there's some more of them. And these are all like CNC machined parts. And then here's one of the domes. So the domes are built with two pieces. Well, we have an inner dome and an outer dome, and the outer dome has to have cuts put into it so that we can have all the different panels, and some people like make it so they all open and different tools pop out and stuff. I mean, you can get really crazy with this stuff. So this is, now you can see like the inner dome, and then the panels would fit into those. And here they actually glue it together. And then this has some of the holo projectors are installed, and you see some lighting here. And this is the radar eye, and different pieces fit on to the head here. Here's a CNC machined radar eye, and they're working on painting. And this is a plastic vacuum formed piece that goes inside there. And then you end up with a head that looks like that. And then this shows how all the different doors have hinge mechanisms on them. And so we can use servos to pop those open whenever we want to by remote control, or we can automate it with the controller board inside the droid.
Bueno, amigos, ya lo saben, si quieren construir su propio androide, su propio R2D2, tienen que entrar a la página que es astromtech.net y podrán entrar al grupo y bajar las especificaciones y hacer su propio androide, su propio R2D2. Thank you very much.
Gracias.
Seguimos estos Juegos, Juguetes y Coleccionables, edición internacional. Amigos de Juegos, Juguetes y Coleccionables, estamos en estos momentos dentro de Star Wars Celebration y vamos a hablar en estos momentos con Steve, que trabaja en PSA DNA, que es una empresa que se dedica a cotizar, a evaluar las cosas extrañas o bueno, los autógrafos y otras cosas. Hi Steve, welcome.
Nice to see you. How are you?
Very well. Please talk us about PSA DNA, what they do.
Well, what we do is we're a third-party authentication company. So we basically verify the autographs, the signatures. Now, for years, people associated with the sports more because that was our thing, professional sports authenticator. But my background is actually sports, entertainment, music, Star Wars, of course. And I have a huge Star Wars collection. So we certify autographs from all kinds of things. If it's political, Abraham Lincoln, all the way to Harrison Ford, back to all the sports guys. So we're kind of multifaceted. And what we do is we add value to your items. So when people want to sell their stuff, instead of selling it kind of on their own without certification, they come to us for that.
Now, how does this work? I mean, how can you establish that sign is original, like a prop or something? It's original. How can you certify that?
Well, with the especially with I can speak to the autograph stuff more. Is the autograph stuff that we do is we have an exemplar database we work off, and not any time I can pull up my phone right now, and I can pull up 140,000 signatures thanks to the cloud. It's awesome actually. So I can pull up all these signatures in the cloud. I'm able to just side by side match stuff, and besides that, I know so much of it in my head. So I've met, if you could name them, I've met them. You know, Eric Clapton, Robert De Niro, Bruce Springsteen, Sean Connery, Harrison Ford, multiple times. And, you know, I've been on the streets for years as a chaser. I started when I was 8 years old. I've been out there for years doing this. And it's the repetition of seeing it, the practice of seeing it that's really helped me out.
Now, as an international outlet, many of our viewers are kind of interested in authentifying their stuff because it may be in a show down there or whatever, they could have some signature. How can they authentify their signatures?
Well, the best way to do it is just come to our website. It's at psadna.com. We offer a quick opinion service, which for a small fee, if you have it up online, we're able to look at it actually and to tell you if it's likely genuine, likely not genuine, or you could send it to us. Or if you come up to the States, the people here in the United States, we do a lot of stuff in California. We're not far from, actually we're pretty close to Mexico, to be honest with you. We've had people come up to bring us stuff before. So, it's an interesting thing to see people come from that far away, but they want to bring their collectibles to us. They could also send them. We get submissions from all over the world. And we also do shows all over the United States for people. So we kind of like to think we're multifaceted in that regard, that we're able to travel all around the country. We're going to start branching off into Europe. The collectors want us in a certain place and we feel it's worth our time. We're going to try and do it. So, who knows, we might come down there. If people really want us to be down there, I think we could do that.
Is there any fee or whatever when it's original and when it's not?
Same price. But it varies. If you have a Babe Ruth piece, you're going to pay $300 and up. But if you have someone like Andrew Lincoln from The Walking Dead, that might be $20. So the fee list kind of goes all over the place. But it's easy to submit. And I think the trust in what we do, the fact that my staff, my guys, we're autograph chasers. We go to premieres. We're out at San Diego Comic-Con. We're running around getting autographs all the time. It's what we do. So it's kind of in our blood.
Now you have stuff here in the booth. Sure. Is this for sale? Is it your collection? What is this?
Well, the thing that I wanted to do was be able to display the stuff here. The stuff you see here throughout our cases. This stuff's all for my collection, and we don't sell autographs. We're just kind of displaying things to show people, kind of really to bring people to the booth. I want people to see what good Star Wars stuff looks like, and as you can see, this is a pretty good representation of some of the tougher autographs in the whole Star Wars galaxy, but we just authenticate it, and in this case, just on display.
Well, that's awesome. You have a great collection. I can see Pierre Cushing, Alec Guinness.
Well, if you go by here, you've got Guinness and Cushing and different cast shots. There's Alec Guinness. Harrison Ford, you should take a look at that, Over My Dead Body. Now, how often do you see that? You really don't. Laugh it up, fuzzball. This Harrison Ford here, one of the first two. I always talk about this story. It's the first Harrison Ford autograph actually I got in 1992 in Chicago, and that's the second one. So I'm a big Ford fan. I've met him probably 45 times, in my life. And I just like meeting him, getting his autograph, and just being out there in the streets doing it. That lends to the whole thing we're able to do here.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, can you tell us your website again so people can contact you?
Sure. Our website is psadna.com. And also, if you want to follow me on Twitter, too, it's Steve _grad, GRAD. And I talk a lot about our product, our services, and please take a look at this stuff. I mean, it adds value to your product.
Bueno, pues ya lo saben, para aumentar el valor de sus colecciones, de sus autógrafos, pueden acudir a varias empresas para ello. Aquí está PSA DNA y bueno, pues tenemos que irnos de aquí. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Seguimos, esto es Juegos, Juguetes y Coleccionables, edición internacional. Hemos llegado al final de esta edición especial de Juegos, Juguetes y Coleccionables, edición internacional desde Star Wars Celebration aquí en Anaheim, California. Muchas gracias por acompañarnos. No olviden seguirnos en nuestras redes sociales, darle like al Facebook, seguirnos en Twitter y seguir sintonizando este programa aquí a través de la pantalla de HMX. Yo soy Ricardo Méndez y nos vemos en la próxima.